Where's my money?
Alright, so I'm here with Lewis Jankel, also known as Shift Key. Here he is in his studio, working on lots and lots of new material for 2011. Care to tell us any of your new stuff coming out?
Right, well, me and Slicker have been working on this sort of 4-track EP. We started out, Solo's the single of it, so obviously people will know that. Trying to get a bunch of tracks that are sort of, they're different genres, but at the same time there's something in them that everyone can appreciate. So generally bass heavy.
Yeah. See, this is his studio right here. He's got his big MacBook Pro right here, big speakers.
What's this? Something going on here. I mean, this is just like sort of like a liquidy that's one of the ideas. Sort of like we're trying to get it party yet like bars at the same time.
So like, how long ago did you start producing?
Well, I've been using Logic for 7-8 years. Right from Logic 5, which was like the start. That was like when you could just use MIDI and audio together. That was like the first combination. Those days I was just messing around with sort of like trying to recreate tracks that I like and whatnot. So, but now it's sort of, I don't know, I try and make stuff that I think people like, but at the same time not trying to think about that too much. Just trying to do something that's new and that's not so like, I mean, there's so much. I mean, I love all the, you know, dubstep and whatever that's coming out, but you got to do something original and you got to do something that people haven't heard before. Otherwise, everyone's heard everything. So, you know, it's about doing something new and fresh. Basically.
What artists inspire you when you're making your music then?
Well, I think Breakage is badass.
Yeah, I've interviewed Breakage.
He's the Don. He's just simple. I mean, I don't know if you've heard this. This is like this one. This is like.
This is
Breakage and Decimals.
5 and 5.
Yeah. This is like. I reckon this is gonna be the hottest track. You can hear. He's just got it down. Everything. So simple. There's nothing going on. It's just. It just brings in little elements one by one.
Yeah.
Just make it so fat. I mean, I try not to stay too dubstep. You know, I try and listen to as much of everything and everyone as possible, because if you don't, then you're just gonna end up sounding like someone else. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Which brings me on to my next question, because you know your track Solo, right?
Yep.
I can't call it dubstep. I can't call it drum and bass. It's like completely unique.
It's like I call it club step, because it's like.
That's a new one.
It's club, but at the same time, like let me show you what I mean. It's like you've got, it starts out like this. So it starts out as a sort of ambient, trancey, like madness, and but then if you compare that to the end,
definitely
madness.
Yeah.
It's just, I try and think of the raver listening to that. And like, so, you know,
and then it completely changes.
Yeah, and they've got it's still bouncy, it's still like, I don't know, it's clubby, and at the same, that's why it's got a stepping element to it, because I can see people just skanking and it's definitely. Like, yeah, but that's the sort of, I don't know, you can call it what you like, really. You can call it dubstep or grime or whatever, garage.
Was it like some sort of like experimentation project, or did you like at the beginning know what you were going to make?
No, not really. I started out. Well, I'll tell you what actually started it is I was listening to like a lot of Benga's new stuff and Magnetic Man and that whole sort of like live yet thought out. I like music that's like I can tell someone's, rather than they've just made a song, they think about the process beforehand. So they think I'm using this for a reason because it will allow it to sound like this. They're not just throwing a bunch of random sounds in, you know. Like someone like, I don't know, I'll give an example, like Diesel. It's like he makes fat tunes but they're not, I don't know, it's not thought out. Like Breakage is like, he thinks exactly what he's gonna do, like before he does anything. So it's almost like he's planned the whole tune out in his head, which is that, and that's thought out. And Noisia as well, like if you think about their like epic, choiry, like I like people that put in the work, not people that are just making a track to make a track. And that's what I did with Solo. I tried to think of exactly all the different parts and it just sort of came together, really.
So it was like one that you knew this was going to be the one.
Exactly.
So it's going to be my big one.
Yeah, and that's why I spent so long on it, because it's just, it required that amount of work. And it's a long track as well. It's like 6 minutes something, which, I mean, we've done a radio edit that's like 4 minutes, but you don't really get the proper sort of epicness of it.
Because you've got like different bits.
Yeah,
you can't really squeeze them all into 4 minutes. Yeah. How do you think it's changed? Do you think it's could be down to like young producers being introduced into the genre?
I don't think anyone can't make it. Everyone should make it, but what I try and do, I think my niche on the aspect is that I miss the music of it. Like as well, like Scream's early stuff. The reason why it's so good is because it's thought out. He hasn't just sat down and just put a random series of sounds together. He's thought, right, intro, and I'm gonna do this so it will lead perfectly into the, you know, and a lot of his stuff doesn't have a particularly like heavy drop about it. It's just, well, at that time it was like experimental. It was like, you know, there wasn't much in mind, but what was in mind is that he knew he wanted to create something that was ambient yet hard hitting, and you know, and his stuff still gets played today. It's like, but what I try and do is I miss like the harmony of it, and like that's why I think people like Flux and like Circus, they've got it down because they make songs rather than just like loops. Also, loops piss me off. Fuck, I can't just listen to a song that's just a loop. And that's, again, what I try to do with Solo. It's not just a loop, it changes, it evolves, parts get brought in and out, like, and also chords and like harmony, like, it's music. Like, imagine if like, I don't know, like Flux, I Can't Stop, for example. That's the reason why that's so good, is because it's got such a good chord sequence and it's such a good like developing song, and it's got a bridge. Like, if you try and think of the last dubstep song that had a bridge, it's not like, it's hard to find, really.
I just want everyone to see like what he uses, man. Just like,
well, this is basically, I've got Studio to Shot. They're nothing incredible, but they're responsive, they're fat. Logic 9 is, and also this new thing that I'm using. Oh yeah, that's like, if I'm making hip hop tracks or whatever, I'll put a sample in there and I'll split it up onto the pads and then I'll throw it into Logic. Try and use, you know, instruments as much as possible. Like, I'm a bass player, that's my prime, that's what I've been playing bass since I was like 6-7 years old. So that's like, again, music is where it's at. It's not about a loop, a filthy noise. Like, I like filthy noises, don't get me wrong. Like Fearface and people like that got it down, but it's more about the music. I'd rather hear someone use a wobble in the context of a song than, like, that's why I like people like James Blake, and like, you haven't heard, if like, everyone needs to check out him. I mean, well, got nominated for a Brit, so he doesn't really need much help being
Yeah.
checked out. But
Not only is he a dubstep producer with his computer, he's also a bass player, and he's a very ex-King graffitist. I mean, literally, his room's like completely covered,
yeah.
and a huge kick-ass TV there as well. And he's an Xbox person.
Oh yes, it's COD's in there.
COD.
Speak.
Definitely. I am too, man.
Yeah.
PS3 is not the way.
No.
Not the way.
No. It's never been about PS3.
Well, that's good, man. Thanks a lot for the interview. A lot of people are
Nice
going to be
time.
interested.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, everyone should check out the SoundCloud. There's going to be 3 new tracks up there in about a week. So, and look out for something. There's going to be something liquidy, but hard hitting again. We've got a hip hop track. And I've got some what I call print step. And I'll give you a little exclusive. Sort of like Deadmau5 crossed with some 80s like madness. Let me show you. Just like some jokes.
I'm feeling that already. It's like something out of GTA.
Yeah, innit? Just like old school, but at the same time, like I've got a drop for it. So.
That's mad.
So like there you can see, you know, you've got chords and you've got groove and you've got a drop, which is what people need in a club. So I appreciate what the raver needs, and that's why I'm out to give them what they want. So,
Definitely.
yeah. So yeah, soundcloud.com/shiftkey.
Link will be in the video.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Thanks a lot, man.
Nice time.
Good luck with the video making,
Thank you.
man, and the music making. It's just sick, man.
Sick.
Looking forward to all your new material, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right, so that's it from me and the bass office and YAB.